Hi, I'm Bruce Werdeman, Executive Director at Lutheran Hour Ministries. With me today is Chaplain Mike Marino. Mike is Project Director for Operation Barnabas. Mike, welcome.
Thank you. It's good to be with you, Bruce.
Tell us about Operation Barnabas. What's that all about?
Operation Barnabas is an outreach at Lutheran Church Missouri Synod to care for our troops and their families, both active duty and reserve, with a special eye towards reservists. Oftentimes they don't have the structures of care that active duty people do.
When these guys come home, what kinds of things, what kinds of issues are involved? How can people help with it?
It's a wide spectrum. When they go, their entire job is to go fight or to go overseas. When they come back home, they have to step back into their civilian lives. That includes civilian jobs, and some may come home and there not be a job. It involves reestablishing relationships with their wives and children again, and sometimes that's difficult as well. And then finally, PTSD. Some of the events of the war and the combat come home with them.
Families that are here isolated from their loved ones, families that are back home, have some issues too. Tell me about how that works.
Well, imagine being a mom with 3 young kids and all of a sudden you're a single mom. And there are a lot of structures there, but there is an emotional weight that these mothers carry. And that's one of the things that the entire family waits for while someone they love is in a combat zone. That weight is very difficult to handle for 6 months, 12 months, 18 months.
Could you give us some more concrete examples of what men's groups and congregations might do to serve these military?
You know, that's a great question, and it's wonderful with the Men's Network. You have such a wide spectrum of experience with the men who are part of that network. We have veterans, and they have a unique insight and a unique treasure to bring to this fight. But as we say in the military, with your Army, your Air Force, it's one team, one fight. For those who have not served, they bring a special heartfelt desire to serve. And again, everyone has a place in this. In terms of what they can do, maybe to go to a family whose loved one's deployed, are there things that we can do around your home? There's no one there to take care of those honeydew projects. So it could be some light home repair. It could be helping with the lawn. And in this the winter, you know what it's like to shovel that snow. Well, it'd be nice if a young lady were to wake up and that driveway would be taken care of. So that's one thing. For the children, sometimes we'll go hunting, fishing, or we'll take our kids to an amusement park. What would it be like to say, hey, let me have your kids for today. Take those kids, give them that experience with a fella, but to give her that break and respite would be a great opportunity as well.
How can the guys, the men that are in the congregations throughout the Lutheran Church and other churches for that matter, plug into Operation Barnabas? What can they do to make that transition a better transition for these guys?
Well, they can find information at operationbarnabas.org. It's a website the Lutheran Church has created. There's a great amount of information. But to begin with, let's start small. We can send care packages to our soldiers. We can put a display on the narthex, little pieces of paper to people to take home, and they can put it on their refrigerator and say a prayer every day, not only for the soldier, but also for the family. And to see that family on a regular basis. And one of the first questions is, hey, how is so-and-so doing? Which is a good question. But oftentimes we forget how they're doing. So instead of asking how the soldier's doing, go up to the family and say, how are you doing? What can we do to help?
Mike, I'm told that coming home is tough for a vet. Talk about that isolationism or that coming home kind of thing.
Coming home is fraught with excitement and danger at the same time. You're so happy to come back home, but making that transition is so very difficult. And if there is one way or one anchor that we find to put our hand out and say, I've got a place now, I've got a person now that makes that connection. It is so much easier. And for our vets, they have the opportunity to do that. I'm a sailor, I'm a Marine, welcome home. That's a tremendous thing. And we hearken back to the days of Vietnam, where those folks came home and they did not get that welcome and that reception. And here at Operation Barnabas, we want to make sure that on our watch, that will never happen again. In fact, we want to step forward and make sure that every vet has a chance to be welcomed home and to be brought back into the community. And that sometimes is difficult. There may be some walls, but for me to go up to you and say, thank you for your service. And I'm going to check in on you from time to time, and I want to see how you're doing.
There are men out there, and women too for that matter, who are veterans of Vietnam, First Desert Storm, all kinds of military actions in years past. Would these folks be good candidates to sort of take the lead in a congregation in Operation Barnabas?
These folks are perfect candidates. They've worn the uniform, they know what it's like, and it's their opportunity to serve again. Without the PT, without the physical training and stuff, but it's a chance for them to reach out to that military family. And again, military families are very tight. And once you're in that community, you know what it's like. And you can reach out in a way that's a unique way.
You can get more information off of our website, www.lhmmen.com. But you can also get information from the Operation Barnabas website, as you mentioned. Would you give us that web address one more time, Mike?
Sure, it's www.operationbarnabas.org. And you'll find much of the information cross-pollinating now between Lutheran Hour Ministries, who we're very happy to be partnered with, and Operation Barnabas.
Men, you've heard it. There's a need that you can fill. And we invite you to get more information, find out more and more about Operation Barnabas, and get involved as we serve those who serve us.